It's nice to be back. We now have power and good lighting. Not that the lighting was that bad, it was just the power source in that lighting wasn't much good. I've had quite a few requests actually to sort of do a run through of what I've had done. I've already just finished work and it's sort of 9:10. I've got a 13-hour shift, and I thought I'd get this video done sort of quickly to keep you all abreast of what's going on, and hopefully service will resume properly within the next sort of 10 days to a fortnight. I have a lot of things I've got to get sorted out, not just in the workshop, but in the house, the garden and the lean-to. I'm having a big clear out in there as well, so I can dry wood, etc. in there. However, what's happened is basically, or what was here before, the garage had two 5-amp fuses in a very old fuse box, a light switch and two double sockets. So everything was run on extension sockets, extension cable sockets. That I've now got complete rewired from the cottage. We've had a new consumer board put in there, a 35-metre trench was dug, and an armour cable put up through and connected to another consumer unit in the garage. 16 amps on the sockets and 6 amps on the lighting. I'm not an electrician, I don't begin to understand all the score, but basically it is man enough, more than man enough, to handle everything in here. Then I've got two hardwired units. In other words, the bandsaw and the lathe are hardwired into their own switches, and then I've got 5 double sockets spread around the garage. I am running a few extension cables to plug in power tools, etc., but it is brilliant. And the main advantage is, like I think I might have said before, when I put the extraction or the shock vac that goes to the bandsaw, put that on first, then put the bandsaw on, the fuse would blow. And the electrician insisted that I put everything on at the same time, and I said, well, I don't do that. He said, doesn't matter, test the circuit. So, and we left the bandsaw till last. So I put both the shock vac and the dust extraction system on. I put the air filtration system on at the top there. We had the drill going. I had the miter saw, the table saw, everything going. The lathe, and then the last thing to go on was the bandsaw, and no problem at all. A very slight dip in power just for that initial startup, but all in all absolutely superb. So the electrics are up and running and everything's brilliant in that respect. And as I say, it'll be 10 days to a couple of weeks before I start putting up videos again. I'm doing an awful lot of work at the moment with my job, and not having a lot of time spare to do anything really. And obviously, like everybody else, we've got a home to run, got quite a big garden, so all those things have been done as well. But I've got a few days off, a week or so off, and then I shall get back into the shop. I've done very well, I haven't done any turning actually for nearly a month, and it's driving me up the wall, I'll be honest with you. I want to get into it again and start putting up the videos. But thank you very much for sticking with me. I have got, this is not a review, I have got one thing I'd like to mention to you, because I did actually put the bandsaw on an extension lead to the cottage while I didn't have any power up here at all, to do some sort of ripping of wood that I had some large rounds of ash given to me by a friend of mine, and they're brilliant, very old trees. They're about 26 inches across, and they were, I think it was 16 inches deep. So they're big lumps of wood, and I've only got an electric chainsaw. So it was a lot of work. I've still got one round to do. However, I managed to actually process one round, and I messed my saw blade up on the bandsaw. So I looked on the internet and I found a guy here in the UK, Tuff saws. All I can say to you, they are brilliant. I bought 2 3/4 inch by 3 TPI for ripping, and they are magnificent. They really are. I mean, they went through wet ash. I did a little bit yesterday as well, and they went through large pieces. I had the blade virtually at its maximum of 12 inches, and it was going through this ash like it was butter, and I mean that. So I'll put a link in the description down below to Tuff Saws. Have a word with Ian if you're in the market. This is mainly for the guys in the UK. If you're in the market for a new saw blade or two, give Ian a try. Have a look at his website. His bandsaw blades are really brilliant. I've got 2 1/2 inch ones, and those are the ones I normally use, and then I've got 3/4 inch ones for the ripping, and I'm over the moon with them. Something I learned, and it might be of interest to some of you as well, when you're cutting wet wood on a bandsaw, or indeed on any type of equipment, you get an awful lot of sap and gunk and rubbish getting into the gullets, and it's devil's own job to clean it off. It's a long, laborious job. I did some research and came up with, in the States they have a fatless spray for, you know, frying stuff on the cooker, and that is apparently very good. Well, we can't get PAM over here unless you pay an arm and a leg for it from Amazon. However, Trend do a PTFE dry spray, and there are many others around, and I just tried a small can of it, and it works really well. I cut an awful lot of wet wood, you just spray it on the bandsaw blade as it's going, and it coats it, and it does reduce drastically the amount of rubbish you get on your blade. So just a little tip that, and I'm sure if anybody's got other tips, then brilliant, please post them in the comments. So I'll put the link to Tuff Saws in the description, and give them a try, and I think you'll be very, very pleased. Well, okay, well, thanks very much for watching and sticking with me, and I'll hopefully get a turning video up within the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll get back to normal. So thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers now.